they can hear us, or now we can hear them.
Oh.
Hello.
Oh no! They're here, everybody.
Hi.
Hey. Hey guys.
Hello.
Hi. We were so worried during your veer. We were sitting here freaking out. We're like, oh no.
You were freaking out. Oh my god.
There's Tara.
Hi.
I made it. Hello.
Hooray. How are you guys doing today?
Good.
We're wonderful. How are you?
I'm good. How's everybody else in the room doing, even though you can't probably hear them?
Yay!
I can hear some shoutings.
Tifa, can you? I can't see you. You move your head the other way? You guys gotta get closer to. Closer.
There we go.
No
Is
kiss.
this close enough?
Good right here.
Kiss.
Perfect. Now you're
That's
on
what you
screen.
wanted.
That's good.
That's perfect. All right. Guys, who are you? Why are you here? And why are you so awesome?
Right, you want to go first?
Sure.
All right, go for it.
So I'm Tifa Robles. I run the Lady Planeswalkers Society, which is a welcoming, friendly environment for women and everybody to learn to play Magic and sort of amp up to be a tournament player if they want to.
What else? Well, you also work at.
I also work at Microsoft on Xbox. I work for the dashboard, which means I get to decide what games are promoted when you turn on your Xbox.
Cool.
And I am Mike Robles. I am a former community manager for Magic the Gathering. That's probably where most of the chat may recognize me from this and my appearances on several Literary Run videos. I now also work at Xbox as a community manager for Killer Instinct, Minecraft, a game called D4, Dark Dreams Don't Die, Magic the Gathering 2015, and I help Tifa with Lady Planeswalkers Society. And we also have a YouTube channel together where we discuss what it's like being a geeky couple that games together and sort of the games we play. We've partnered with a group called Fantasy Crate, which gives you a Magic the Gathering subscription service, sort of like Loot Crate. So we do unboxing videos for them. We keep busy, actually. We keep pretty busy.
Yeah, we keep very, very busy. This year we've hit a lot of conventions with Lady Planeswalkers Society, which has been awesome, but crazy busy, and we're already amping into next year.
Yep.
Yeah.
Know that feeling. All right. So before we get to the questions, we are doing a donation drive.
I'm excited because there's D4 fans in the chat right now.
Nice.
You have no idea how much I love that game. That game is so much fun. If you're not checking out D4 Dark Dreams Don't Die on Xbox One, go get that game because that game is ridiculous.
All right. So
Donation drive.
what are we doing? What are you guys giving away for this donation drive? What are we looking at on camera right now?
We're looking at Liz as far as I can see, but I'm sure the chat's different. So I'm sure the chat can see. It's the San Diego Comic-Con 2014 Black on Black Planeswalkers, which is awesome.
So awesome.
Yeah, they're super cool. They're super hard to get. We saved that one just for you.
We did.
Aww.
We did. And so we're doing a donation drive for, I believe, $20.11.
All right.
Yep. And the reason for that is that we met in 2011, and also it's the year that Lady Planeswalkers started.
Oh, that's awesome.
Excellent.
All right. So how long do you guys want to do that for?
Well, I don't know. We should do like an hour.
20 minutes and 11 seconds.
No.
Wow.
People be like trying to refresh so fast.
I don't know what's.
We'll go for the hour. Let's go.
All right, hour
All right,
sounds
give
good.
us an hour.
All right. So we're going to do that for an hour, guys. So get in your donations of $20.11 and multiples thereof for the next hour for your chance to win these amazing San Diego Comic-Con Black on Black Planeswalker set.
Good.
I want them so badly. If you guys, I'm curious, if you guys had extras, would you put them in your deck? Would you dare take them out of their protective wrapping and play with them?
I would use Nissa for sure.
Yeah.
I think maybe not if we had maybe not in a cube because that might be hard for players, but like I'd put it in like my commander deck.
Yeah.
I would do commander decks with them.
Sweet. All right. Well, let's get that rolling. Let's see those donations start coming in, and let's ask you guys some questions.
All right, we're ready for some questions. Some Q's and some A's.
Some Q's and some A's. So I don't know if you guys have been watching a lot this morning, but we've had a lot of weird traditions, as is tradition.
We've noticed.
So somebody here,
As is tradition.
As is tradition. Chris here is asking, what is your funniest / oddest family tradition? As is tradition.
So we were thinking about this, and it's not super strange, but when we got married, we had a cheesecake from the Cheesecake Factory. It's the red velvet cheesecake that they have. And instead of like saving a piece for the year like people do in their freezer.
Well, yeah, first of all, you're supposed to save a piece of your wedding cake and then eat it on your 1 year anniversary. Like you're supposed to like freeze it and wrap it up and do all this crazy stuff with it. And we decided we didn't want to save wedding cake in our freezer for a year.
Like, yeah, so instead we were like, oh, we'll just go on our anniversary to the Cheesecake Factory and like have that cake again.
So now every year on our wedding anniversary, we're gonna go to the Cheesecake Factory to eat red velvet cheesecake. But the thing is
the downside
is we can no longer eat red velvet cheesecake anytime we're at the Cheesecake Factory. That is not our wedding anniversary.
So we get this cake once a year,
which is the worst tradition in the world. Because that cake is so great, and now I cannot have it because I was like, oh yeah, no, I'll totally do this without realizing that I just made myself not being able to eat cheesecake for a year.
So to keep it special, we can only have that on that day.
That's awesome. All right. Next question is from Will. He's saying, what is your favorite Magic card and why?
Oh, you already know this one. This one's easy for you.
Yeah.
Why you sound so disappointed?
Well, so
like, yeah, I know which one it is.
It's not a good card.
I don't mean nothing.
But it's the first card that I fell in love with, like during drafts, and it was like the first card that I was like, oh, I want this in my standard deck. And it's Garrick's Companion from 2011.
Yep.
And like I love the art. I love like everything about the card. It's a 3/2 with trample for 2. Like it's not like amazing, but that's like my pet card that will always have a special place in my heart. And as far as like right now, what my favorite card to play would be Nissa. Like I'm loving Nissa. She's an awesome addition to like any of my mono green decks.
Gross. For me, I don't know. There's so many because I've been playing for so long. It's hard to choose. I'm just gonna go with like my most current recent favorite, and that's probably Ralzeric, the Planeswalker from the Dragon's Maze. Was he in Dragon's Maze? I don't remember. But he's like I make weird, crazy combo decks, which is something I've always sort of prided myself on. And when I saw a whole thing where it's like you can flip coins to get more turns, I was like, that's going to be the basis for a commander deck. So my commander deck was based around Ralzeric, using the card that lets you flip extra coins per turns, lets you double the amount of turns you get, lets you flip 2 coins and choose one as the other one. And I once pulled it off and managed to get like I think 10 extra turns off of an ultimate Ralzeric once. It was amazing.
Wow.
Nice.
That is sweet.
I have no friends after that.
My decks only work like 1 every 10 games.
When it does, it is amazing.
All right. Just to let you guys know, you've answered 2 questions and your Planeswalkers have almost raised over $2,000.
Whoa!
Almost $2,500 so far, and it's still going up. So keep those donations coming in. $20.11 for your chance to win that. Yay. Dear Dr. Mike, late at night when Tifa has been out all night teaching people to play Magic and Planeswalking to make a community a more inclusive and welcoming environment for people with all types and genders, do you ever wish you had married me instead of her? That's from Lord Hosk.
Oh, Lord Hosk, you know you will always have my heart first.
I hope it's me. Are there any fun traditions back when you guys worked at Wizards of the Coast? Were there any sort of fun traditions that you can remember from then, as is tradition?
So I remember Halloween being like the best day at Wizards because basically the whole company kind of shuts down doing work, and each department is supposed to decorate their area, and people get like crazy into it.
Yeah.
Like really intricate decorations, and like people have made like haunted houses, and
there was
I remember there was a maze during the Theros block.
All right, yeah.
That was just absolutely epic.
Yeah, during my first year at Wizards, somebody created the house Betrayal at the House on the Hill. Like they set up that board game on one of the floors, and so you walk through, and every cubicle was decorated as a room in House on the Hill. I was watching photos from this year, and on the 3rd floor, they created a starship a Star Trek bridge. They did a whole bridge, lights, chairs,
Yeah.
everything. Like the entire floor was decorated as the bridge, which was insane. Halloween gets crazy there.
Yeah, so I definitely missed it like this year because Microsoft didn't get as into it.
My team does actually. My team.
Yeah,
it's
but
just
at
not-
Wizards, it's everybody. Like
Yeah.
everybody's dressed
Yeah.
up. It's like you're not participating if you like are working that day
Yeah.
instead of having fun on Halloween. I see in the chat they're asking what we did for Wizards. So I was on the brand team, which to put in short terms is that the brand team basically decides the vision of Magic, like what we want it to be, and then works with the whole company, all the different departments to make sure that it follows that brand vision. And then Mike was community manager.
Yeah, it's community manager for mostly Magic the Gathering. I did some D&D when I first started and then quickly moved over to do Magic the Gathering, which was a ton of fun. Got to interact with a lot of people. It's actually how I became better friends with Loading Ready Run.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Was being the community manager for Magic, which was awesome.
Can we just get a big cheer? We just hit 130.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Woohoo!
Wow.
Yay!
How much further are you guys away from Desert Bus 3?
Very close.
I think it's
Wow.
132 something, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. I got it. Wait, hold on.
It's on the fact page.
I can beat chat. I beat chat. $140,449. So we're like $10,000 away,
Cool.
which I think we can get for this auction, this donation drive. Remember, guys. Yeah. Remember, guys, $20.11 for your chance to win these amazing San Diego Comic-Con Black Planeswalkers. Then you can donate in multiples of $20.11.
There's a ton
You
more
would donate $40.22. I can math.
We're seeing a lot of really awesome questions.
in the.
If you guys want to pick some questions from the chat, go for it.
Well, we got some questions on the blog post. You want to do this one first? I like this one. It says, "Dear Doctors Tifa and Mike, please give us a recommendation for a game or a show that we are probably currently not watching or playing, but should be." So we get to shine right here. Am I go first? I already know this one.
Yeah,
I'll
you go
All right.
first.
So games you should be playing. If you have an Xbox 360 or an Xbox One, Telltale's The Wolf Among Us. It is a point. It is a point
You're
and click.
stealing my favorite game.
It is a point-and-click adventure based in the Fables universe using the Telltale engine that is beautiful. The story is amazing. It is one of my favorite games to watch Tifa play. Tifa actually plays it, and I sit there and watch her play and tell her, no, I would have made this decision instead. The decisions you make in the game affect later episodes, which is really well done. Also, if you have an
So
Xbox
since he stole one of my games, everybody should be playing Sunset Overdrive.
Oh, yeah,
that game is so amazing that I actually enjoy watching Mike play that game more than playing some other games that just came out that I'm not going to name. But, yeah, so Sunset Overdrive. You were going to say another one. Did I steal you?
No. D4, obviously, we got the fans of D4. If you're not, like, D4 is from the mind of Swery, who created this game, Deadly Premonition, and is one, again, it's this really great art style, and it is one of the weirdest games I have ever played. And it's one of the games where you play it, you have little to no idea what is going on, but when it's done, you're like, I want more. I want to see more of this. It's a fantastic game out on the Xbox One right now.
I'm really enjoying Defense Grid, too, if you're looking for something you can just zone out and play.
Oh, yeah.
Those are probably most of the games.
I think those are yeah. As far as shows you should be watching, MasterChef Junior.
Yes.
Because I see Liz and Tara both in the back are like, yes.
It's so good.
It's so good until the kids cry and then like your heart breaks.
Yeah, every
Every-
episode, your heart breaks.
Because they're kids and they don't handle rejection well sometimes. Or like there was one where little girl's like, my mashed potatoes became too salty. And you're just like, they're not too salty. It's okay. They're going to be great. You know, like you just feel so bad for them.
Yeah.
What the heck kind of show is that?
It's a great show. I mean, MasterChef, you've got Gordon Ramsay, who is known for being harsh and abrasive, being like the most sincere, awesome person ever. It's like it's so obvious he's a dad when it's there. He's like, hey, I'm not gonna like those little girls. She's like, my potatoes are too salty, and it's like my little girls cry, and I don't leave until they smile. And he sat there and talked with her until she got a smile. Yeah, it was amazing.
That's so sweet.
I like this one.
There's a whole bunch of them.
All right, well, let's.
This one?
Yeah, I like that one.
Okay, what has been your biggest pleasant surprise to come out of LPS? Honestly, the biggest pleasant surprise is how much support I received, like right from the get-go, from a lot of the like pro scene, and just the Magic community in general has been like really, really welcoming. Of course, there's like some that doesn't, but like most of the community has been really supportive.
Oh yeah.
And like we get donations and stuff that is just amazing that we're welcome into the community.
Yeah,
and,
in fact,
they want more women to play. So
yeah, in fact, Tim Shields, who runs Cascade Games, was the one that donated to us as a gift those Lady Planeswalker Society playmats, which is why you can't buy them anywhere. Those were a gift. Those were something we had looked into, but couldn't raise the money ourselves to get these printed because making playmats actually cost quite a bit of money, as I'm sure everybody run understands. So we were gifted those by Tim Shields, and we used those for teaching, for convention purposes, and obviously we donated one to Desert Bus because we've had plenty of people be like, OMG, where can we buy these?
Yeah, we've had close to 100 people want playmats.
Yeah.
So we wanted to give one to Desert Bus. And Marshall Sutcliffe recently donated a bunch of stuff that we're gonna give to our many volunteers from the year.
We're gonna have a Christmas party for our volunteers and give them some stuff that we got from Limited Resources. So thank you, Marshall. It's much appreciated. I like this question. What kind of parallels have you experienced between your work on Magic and your work with Microsoft? Especially Killer Instinct, but I think this is something we can talk both about.
Yeah,
definitely. So definitely the community, for sure. The parallels are trying to deal with the community. Every community has your amazing community leaders, and then every community also has, some, I don't want to say toxicity, but there are some bad examples. There are some bad apples in the community. And the fighting game community is just like the Magic community. You have this great supportive people, and then you've got a couple of bad apples. And it's hard to tell my employers, my producers, that just because people are loud doesn't mean they're the majority. There's a difference between the majority of people that actually feel this way and the one just saying something. And both in Magic and in the fighting game community, especially with Killer Instinct, they're like, oh man, I'm hearing this problem. Like, you're hearing this problem from like 5 people when there's 200 people that are saying this is not a problem. And so I think that's one of the biggest challenges I met with both Magic and Killer Instinct for sure.
Yeah, for me, it's a little bit different. So I'm in a pretty different role, but I've definitely noticed that the environment is pretty chill. It was pretty chill in both places. I knew a lot more people at Wizards, so that was a big difference for me. It's just I had to get to know people before I had people to go to lunch with. Where at Wizards, I just knew everybody. As far as actual work, both of my jobs require a lot of politics. So it's been interesting sort of learning how different companies do politics. But I feel like I actually have a lot more creative freedom at Microsoft. I get to have a lot more of the final say without having to jump through as many hoops as I did at Wizards. But they were both really enjoyable jobs, just very different.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I agree. I believe they were both fantastic places to work. I loved working there.
I really like this question. If it wasn't for Magic, what would you be doing? And there's so many answers that I could have to this. I think if we didn't spend so much time working on the Magic community, we would probably be doing more with our own YouTube series for sure.
Yeah,
I think we would put a lot more time into that. And I think I would write more. I actually have a creative writing degree and have written a novel that I haven't done anything with since college because I used to be super into writing, and then Magic now takes up so much of my time.
Well, you're also writing a chapter in a book. You were part of a Kickstarter.
So recently I became a stretch goal on a Kickstarter called Girls on Games, A Look at the Fair Side of the Industry, which is a book probably coming out next year by Eliza Teague, who has got together this awesome list of contributors for this book. and we each get to write a chapter of the topic of our choice. So right now I've been working on that, which is super exciting to like be able to use my creative juices.
Yeah, and I agree that I think if it wasn't for Magic, I'd probably be spending more time. Honestly, I think I'd be spending more time creating YouTube content, doing more, probably with the Killer Instinct community. For those of you that follow me on Twitter, you know I talk about it a lot, not only as part of my job, but I'm just a fan of the game. I want to see this game succeed really well. And I think it's one of those things where I would continue to do more with that community. Because I was starting to move into community before getting the job at Magic. So I think that's one of the ways that we'd be doing more. We've got, there's another question. It's sort of two of the same questions. It's where can people more about getting involved in LPS, and how would someone go about more adding a local chapter to their community for LPS?
So our main hub of information is the Facebook group. There's a page and a group. The group is where most of the discussion happens and where we post like all of our events, local events anyway. And then there's different Facebook groups for the different LPS chapters that exist. And you can find a full list on the LPS group page. We have a lot of goals for next year, and one of those is for more documentation, including an anti-harassment policy that is just general guidelines for how to, make sure that the conduct in your chapter is good. That's one of the goals. So there hopefully will be more information on that Facebook group as time goes on. And we're also working on merchandising and we're planning on becoming an official nonprofit group.
Yay, which would be
Ooh,
awesome.
that's exciting.
Yeah.
But yeah, ways you can get involved, join the group. You can follow the group on Twitter at MTG Lady Society. For starting your own chapter, it's actually very, very easy. And I have a lot of that information posted on the site. But a couple just quick things. Find a store or cafe or some kind of venue where you can host events that are going to be welcome to that group and the right kind of space for a casual, friendly environment. And then just use social media to advertise as much as possible. If you have a college near you, like that's a great place to
absolutely
recruit people.
Somebody asked in chat if we'll be at the new Card Kingdom opening. Yes, we will be there. We were approached about our invites, which will be awesome. So yeah.
Sweet. Let us just take a quick second to take a look at what we are doing a donation drive for before we get to a couple more questions. It is a donation drive for $20.11 for these unbelievably awesome black on black special limited edition Planeswalkers from San Diego Comic-Con 2014, donated by the lovely Mike and Tifa, who are on the line with us right now. Paul is showing them off in all their glory there over on Skullcam.
Much glory.
And they look super cool. Like, Paul, what do we got? What are the Planeswalkers we got in there? Who do we got?
We got the Johnny Steadfast.
A Johnny.
We got Jace the Living Guild Pack.
A Jace the Living Guild Pack.
We got
Liliana Vess.
Chandra Pyromancer.
Chandra Pyromancer.
Nissa Worldwaker.
I don't know if they can hear you, right? We're on the Skype call. Aren't all the other ranks closed? James is super lame. That is the coolest sounding Planeswalker of all time.
Garrick Apex Predator.
Garrick?
Or Garuk.
No, it's Garrick.
Garrick?
We're not, no. It's
Did
Garrick.
Paul just say Garuk?
Yeah. No, Paul,
I was saying or Garuk.
he said or Garuk. No. You were even more, get out. Garuk. So exactly. So get your donations of $20.11 or multiples thereof in the next 40 minutes. We're going to be doing this. It is raised I think it's over $6,000 already.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's just about $6,000. That is amazing, but I think we can get it to go higher. So let's keep talking with Mike and Tifa for a little bit longer. Do you guys have some more questions that you see in the blog here?
Yeah, I see somebody asked, Tragic Magic asked, how far in the world has LPS reached by now? So in the United States, I think there's about 30 chapters, and then there are there's an Australian chapter, a chapter in the UK, like 3 different ones in different parts of Canada, one in Brazil, and I think that's all the international ones. But it's one of those things where they're starting up at such a rate that it's hard to have like a full list and know exactly where all of them are because they're completely independent. I don't like manage all the chapters in the world.
You're sort of like the corporation that owns Little Caesars, and everyone could just open up their own franchise. Is what it
Kind
is.
of, yeah.
So Lady Planeswalkers is Little Caesars. Magic. Somebody, that's a really good question, actually, from Alex is on fire in 96. Do you have any plans on doing something in the KI community or larger FGC community, like the Lady Planeswalker Society? As a tournament organizer, they try to make it inclusive, especially towards women, having more structured events within larger community to promote inclusiveness. That is such a difficult task to do. I would love if something like that came naturally. It's much harder if I think a corporation says, hey, you guys should be doing this. I think this is something that needs to sort of spawn naturally. I think you're doing a great job already by creating something like this, which I think is really, really nice and something that's needed. But I would love to see something like that happen. If something like that happened, I would definitely promote it for sure using whatever channels I had. But I think that's a really good question. Oh, wow, Charisse is in the chat. Charisse, LPS
I can't
Stockholm.
believe I forgot about Charisse.
Well, she said it's starting up. Hi, Charisse,
Hi,
first of all.
Charisse. So Charisse, our really good friend, is in Sweden, and she is working on starting up a Stockholm chapter.
Sweet.
That's awesome. Yeah, Charisse is probably one of our biggest volunteers, our most missed volunteer for sure. No, don't get me wrong, I love our volunteers, but Charisse was always, whenever we needed for volunteers, she was the first one to like speak up and be like, I will help you wherever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was great.
Is Mike a Magic player? Yes, I am. I've been playing since Alpha because I am old.
I was going to say, you are old. I have seen a couple people in chat say you look like Robert Downey Jr., so that's nice at least.
Yeah, that is nice.
You look like an older Robert Downey Jr., but
I was Iron Man I was Tony Stark last year.
Yeah, that's right. I like this one, dear Mike. You are awesome. Tifa's pretty swell too, from Jimmy. Big Giant Circles.
Oh man, what's up, Jimmy?
Thanks,
Jimmy.
You
need to meet Jimmy. That guy was awesome. I met him at PAX East.
Wait, different Jimmy.
No, not Jimmy Choo. You're thinking Jimmy Choo.
I was.
No.
You're
this
right,
is Big Giant Circles, who is fantastic. That guy is like my soundtrack almost every morning.
Yep.
Yeah. I heard of Jimmy through James, actually, because I was watching James's Minecraft streams.
And that's all
Old
I
Man
play.
Mike.
Old Man Mike. Up at the crack of dawn with Old Man James.
Back in my day, we had mana burn. And damage went on the stack.
I'm curious your answer for this one. I absolutely love Magic, but I'm not good enough for high-level tournament play yet, though I'd like to be. As an introverted, self-deprecating perfectionist, what is the best way for me to be more involved with the community at large?
Finding
you take it.
Yeah. Finding different groups, because like besides Lady Planeswalkers, tons of groups out there that start up a little more casual to play Magic. I know in the Seattle area, like there's so many, and I don't know as much about the rest of the world, but there's a good chance that there are other groups in your area that play Magic besides like the FNM crowd, and just trying to find those groups. And if there aren't any, I know that Meetup is like a really good source for things like that, and you could start your own group that just has a different goal for Magic besides crush people and like win lots of packs.
There are some groups within groups. Like I know within LPS we had a couple of members that they started playing it really well and were like, I would like to take this to the next level. And so I don't want to say another group spawned off, but it was definitely a group that was like, hey, as a group, let's go to FNMs together and let's sort of do all of this when they were sort of like growing together type of thing.
Like, yeah, and we had some like training sessions before going to a GP with a number of people that wanted to just get better at tournament play. And it's really just finding people that have the same goals that you do.
Yeah.
And you could make a meetup group that's like, hey, let's practice at Magic. And it doesn't have to be, super competitive, but just working together. And I haven't done this myself, but I've heard people say that if you do a drafting openly and talking about why you picked the card, that's a really good way to like learn why people evaluate cards in different ways, and that helps you get better at evaluating cards and just things like that you can do.
Yeah, before the GP Portland, we had training sessions and learned how to do like we learned about the building decks quickly. We learned about like making sure everything was filled out properly. We took it pretty seriously actually when it was there. We had our friend Robert come down and like coach everyone. He gave game losses and penalties if you didn't fill stuff out properly. So there are definitely ways to, sort of slowly up yourself to become more and more competitive.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Up in the chat, Bubba. Man, so many old folk. Jimmy, yes, Jimmy. And Jimmy was like, "We met at the Cards and Expanded thing." Yes, we did, Jimmy.
Oh.
Yes, we did. As a player since Alpha, what is my favorite set block? Oh my goodness, I don't even know if I can answer that question. It's so long.
Isn't it Innistrad?
Like so old.
I mean, yeah, now. But I'm saying if I had to think of like back in the day what I loved playing. I mean, I was actually huge into Legends. Actually, Legends was like I think Legends was the first set I sank a ton of money into. When my friends Brian and Daniel, we'd all go to this sort of trade show, buy boxes, crack packs, sell off any rares we didn't want, and then go buy more packs with the rest of the cards. I think Legends was one of the first things I just constantly kept opening, packs that kept opening, which is awesome.
All right, let's do one more question.
All right.
It's a good one.
right.
What is the best way to get people into Magic the Gathering? Somebody wants to teach friends and family and stuff, but he's not sure how to get them to want to play. If you run into somebody and they want to learn how to play, what do you do? What's your go-tos?
The 30 card sample decks are the best way to teach somebody if you want to just like sit down and teach. And they have the 2015 versions actually have these little like parts of a turn card with card types.
And a rare. They have rares.
How is that helpful for learning?
Because you tell somebody this card is super rare, like you can't get this card.
So those are sort of made to help people teach other people how to play Magic. And then the Duels of the Planeswalkers games on Xbox, PlayStation, and Steam, and Android. Yeah. That's the greatest way to learn like by yourself, or even like if you learn from somebody else to then like go the next step further is to play that game.
Yeah, definitely Duels. Duels is probably one of the best teaching materials. That's actually what got me back into Magic after not playing for so long. I just bought it on Xbox 360 and then started playing again back in the one, which is I think 2012, maybe 2011. I don't remember. The very first Duels.
2011.
It's 2011, yeah.
I think.
Yeah. But you can get Duels of Planeswalkers out now on iOS,
on
iOS and Xbox and Steam.
It's not on PlayStation anymore.
Not on PlayStation.
That's
Not on PlayStation. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. It's good. It's fine.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. So one last time, let's take a look at what you're giving away. If you guys want to explain it again, that would be great.
This is a set of the San Diego Comic-Con 2014 M15 black on black Planeswalkers. You got all your favorite Planeswalkers in there. Johnny Goldman, or you got a Johnny, Chandra, James is lame, Garrick, Jace. You got Nissa's in there, and they have this just amazing black on black sheen that make for any collector's edition. Like if you want this added to your collector to be like, I am serious about Magic and I have money, this is what you show off to your friends. Unless you have a foil rare sheet hanging up in your home, then you just look pretentious.
Wow.
We have a foil sheet up. That's why he's saying that, because he's pretentious.
And old.
I saw a question I want to answer real quick.
Yep.
What is it?
What's our favorite Khans clan? Mine is Teamer.
Boo.
I've opened Rattleclaw Mystic like more than 50% of the times that I've drafted, but I've been happy every time because Teamer is the best.
Mine's Mardu, even though whenever I draft, I always end up drafting Jeskai or Sultai because everybody else wants to draft Mardu for some strange reason. That's fine, whatever.
Because Mardu is best. Mardu is best.
I know.
I know. All right. So before you guys leave, where can we find you on the internet?
So on Twitter, I'm at Tifa Robles or at MTG Lady Society. That's my group, and then Tifa Robles is my personal Twitter. I also have a blog that I need to write on more, tifarobles.tumblr.com.
I am at, Watsy Lee's in the chat. Hey, Lee. I am at Michael Robles. Or no, I'm sorry, at The Mike Robles. That's also my gamer tag on Xbox Live. If you want to find me on there and add me, we'll do some fights. And you can find us on YouTube, youtube.com/Mike and Tifa, where you can see our many unboxing videos and also random other videos we talk about being geeks and geeky life and stuff like that.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, guys, for calling
Thank
in.
you guys.
Thank you so much.
Before we leave, how much have we raised so far? I want to know.
Like 6,800, I think.
Yeah.
Six,
I'm talking about.
6616 to be exact so far, but we still got half an hour left, so lots of time to go get that number up
We'll
even
be tuning
higher.
in to see how it ends.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much.
Guys.
Bye. Yay.